Okay. Very good morning, all. Good to see you back. How's everyone? I hope everyone is doing fine and well at the home. So let's start with the uh, lecture on Rajasthani cuisine. So today we'd be sort of having an insight on what Rajasthani cuisine is, how the proceedings is, what Rajasthani cuisine is. So if we speak about Rajasthan, the history dates back to Indus Valley civilization. Why I say so? Because if we have the Harappa and Mohenjo-daro culture, which was there, which was somewhat came into Rajasthan also. The desert part was, of course, from many years. History date back 1,000 years, which is there, and previously it has seen the Mughals also coming through the same land. So Mughal rulers, of course, gave position to Rajput who allied with them, which was there. So some Rajput kingdoms, of course, allied with the Mughals, which are there. Of course, Jaipur is been known for that, and Alwar was been known for that. Bharatpur was there. So that was there. And after in 18th century or so, few of the part was being conquered by the Maratha, which was there. So therefore, the region of you can say Mewar, some part of Mewar was under the Marathas, which was there. So that is there. Then after Marathas and after Mughals, it was British who ruled uh, the Rajasthan, which was there. The princely states were ruled by Britishers, and after independence in 1947, different princely states were integrated and made into a united Rajasthan, what we see today. So Rajasthan, of course, was named after uh, the word itself, Rajaon ka Desh, because we had almost uh, 12, 10 to 12 princely states which were there. I had shared the photograph of integration of different states which are there, so you can see in that. If somebody has not seen, I'll just show you if it's still there. You can see it's very much there in WhatsApp. So different states were Bikaner, Jaisalmer, Jodhpur, Jaipur. So these were the bigger states. These were the four dominating states which are there. Of course, you can see. Then you have Udaipur, which was there. Then you have Kishangarh, which was there. Alwar, Bharatpur. Then you have Karoli. Then you have Kota, Tok, Jhalawad. Then you have Dungarpur, Banswara, Pratapgarh. So these were the states, and then they were being integrated into a uh, sort of reorganized Rajasthan, if you see. So this was the sort of in one of the maps. You can see if you go the first map what I sent. There's called Matsya Union. Matsya Union is your Dungarpur and your Bharatpur states which are there. So why there is a very important, there is a very interesting fact which is being said about the Matsya state is that during the time of the fourth avatar, the first incarnation of Lord Vishnu, which happened, in which he has taken an avatar of incarnation of Matsya avatar, which was there, is what happened in Viratnagar, which is very near to Jaipur, the Matsya state. So that is why that part is called Matsya Janpad. So that is a sort of story which is there, which has been Ramayana also important, very sort of characteristic fact what we have. So that is why that area is still called Matsya Janpad. Matsya Janpad. You'll find that from the old people who keeps on there. So that is there. So it is called Matsya Nagar. And Matsyanagar, another important fact is Shabri. Do you remember Shabri ke bear? So, same. What happened was that the Shabri, the king, who was there was a very famous king of Viratnagar. So she she married the prince, or say the king of Viratnagar that time. Uh, she was very beautiful. The king was worried कि she would refuse to go out. She would refuse to go out. So once in a Kumbh festival, which happens in Prayag, she demanded to go there. Uh, Otherwise, she would attempt suicide. The king didn't allow her to go out, because again, people would see, and then there would be many things which would be there. So she said, king agreed to what terms she made, and they agreed on one term that she would only be allowed to go early in the morning before sunrise, and once the Kumbh bathing starts. So once, because Kumbh is once in 12 years, so king you also sent her to ensure that other men won't contact her. When she dipped in River Ganga, she wept badly. Goddess Ganga came. What happened? Why are you crying so badly? All stories. Your husband doesn't allow to go out from home, and I go to want to go to temple and yeah. So Goddess Ganga asked, "Why can't? Okay, what can I do to help you out?" So she requested her to be a hackleback, मुड़ा हुआ जो कमर होता है, hackleback, and make her unattractive. So no one can disturb her to pray God. Goddess Ganga said, Tathastu. Okay, your wish is granted. So from that time, the Shabri got converted into Hackleback. And when Lord Ram came for this his during his sort of time of Vanvas, when he came for the same exile, when he came, that time he made him eat his bear. He tasted and gave. So that is again a sort of discussion which is there. Then you have one important uh, monument which is there in Rajasthan, which is you have in Saraska, where you have a beam pole, where it's been said that Pandav also during their exile had stayed there, and they lived there in Saraska, open and in secret. So Rajasthan is being associated with many tales. If you say the history is long back, and uh, that's why it's been in sort of history a long time. Ashok was the king from where it started. So the humans started settling in Rajasthan 5,000 years ago. And during the time of Ashok, this particular area was known as Shaka and Kushan. Shaka were the Shekhawat who were there, and Kushan were the Gujars which were there. So Shaka and Kushan kingdoms were there in originally first people who ruled out the uh, sort of Rajasthan which were there. Okay, talking about why, because the in medieval times what happens is people used to settle down near the rivers. So the irrigated land were the rivers which were there, which were very much close to your Jodhpur and Jaipur. Otherwise, there were not many rivers, so they settled out here. Rest of the people were considered nomads, tribals. So rest were tribals which were there. So you still have a sort of you can find Stone Age things being found in Bundi, Bhilwara, Jhunjhunu, Sikar. So that is from where the ancient. We still have a sort of iron ore which is there in your Shekhawati region, very much near to your this Pilani, which is there. a steel plant which is there. So that is there. Then Kalibanga, of course, is in Kalibanga civilization. The is being found near Rajasthan, which is there. So that is there. So the first people who ruled Rajasthan were Gujar and Parihars, which were there. So Gujar Parihars. After that, it was uh, the first kingdoms during the time of Ashoka, who ruled here, and Shekhawat, of course, were there. Then it was ruled by the Arab. Then it was ruled by Prithviraj Chauhan. Then Chauhans came into existence. Chauhans, because they came from Gujarat. The main sort of place of Chauhans, they came from Gujarat, from where they came, and then they ruled out the place. So but it's been said, because Prithviraj Chauhan uh, sort of defeated Muhammad Ghori in first battle of Tarain, which was there. Then second battle of Tarain happened. Then there were, of course, consecutive battles which keep happening. So that was there. So Gujar Parthar enemy was barred by the Arabs which came, sent Muhammad Ghori and everything. So Muhammad Ghori, when he established himself, after that Prithviraj defeated, and then he took over the Rajasthan. And then Ajmer was where he stayed. And then after Prithviraj Chauhan got defeated, and then Delhi Sultanate was there. So number of then it was ruled by the Mughals. So first it was Gauri, then Prithviraj Chauhan, then it was Mughals who ruled, and then it was a dynasty system which was there. So Maharana Mewar, of course, there Rana Sanga, and then there was a lot of fight which was there. So that is the history which is there. Why we talk about the history? Because again, history has a major influence on the food which is there. So when you see, when you go when you see when you research deep into any of the cuisine, you would find that history, due to involvement of many sort of fractions of religion which are there, there would be a lot of sort of evolvement of the food which would be there. So that is there. And then let's talk about the food now. So Rajasthani cuisine, of course, have been divided into many different geographical areas. You have mountains, you have rivers, you have um, desert, which is there. So it's again been divided. It's a sort of a continent in itself. You would find rivers somewhere. It's been very green. Uh, there's a scarcity of water. So it's been divided through a lot of area which is there. That is why few of the areas which doesn't have so much sort of colorful greenery, you'd find people very colorful. Their attire very colorful. So that has been complemented by their attire. You would find availability of the food during the winters the most now. Previously, it was not so, because again the winters were very harsh. Summers, of course, are very harsh. You would find scarcity of things which are there. So whatever things were available during the winters were being preserved. So in that way, the preservation of things came into existence, and the food was preserved to be eaten later in summers, which was there. So the cuisine would revolve around the things which were being preserved a lot. Of course, Thar Desert is a major part. You have Arali Hills, which is there. So it is a division which is there. Uh, then you have Eastern region is a fertile soil, which is towards Haryana, which is towards UP, which is towards Madhya Pradesh. So there you would find majority of crops being grown. And in the Darbar, the usual practice of, again, if we talk about the sort of ranking which was there inside a royal cuisine, was the Khansamas. So the head who would control the royal kitchen was called Khansama, which is there. It Khansamas again is a sort of influence which came from Mughals, Khansama, Arabi word. It's in a sort of Urdu word which is there. So historical influences, if we talk about Rajasthani cuisine, it has its own very basic flavors which are there. It usually depends on uh, the ingredients which are available, because most of the time people keep fighting in Rajasthan. Sorry for the interruption. People came fighting for their livelihood, and for the lifestyle was in wars. The thing, the cuisine developed as such. So there is sort of cuisine developed all around the food which was available. So that was there. Uh, of course, majority of the things are developed around the hunting, which was there, the shikar, which would happen. So uh, the cuisine would also have a major sort of dishes which are being inspired by the shikar or game, which should what they were there. Then, due to the Pathan invasions, you'd of course have the cooking of lamb, which came into existence. Because before that, of course, games were the only thing which were there. Uh, the and the majority of the vegetarian food came into existence after the Maheshwaris, which were there. Maheshwari, you would find majority being spread out, so they don't consume the non-vegetarian food which is there. So the Maheshwari, the Jain, which came into Rajasthan, uh, due to them, there's majority of food which is vegetarian. Very good many preparations are there vegetarian, and the use of onion and garlic is scarce. uh, then you have uh, Vaishnav followers, then you have Christians which are there, Krishna followers. So again, Vaishnavis which are there who don't eat different. If you talk about the community system which is based, the majority the communities who were majorly from Rajasthan area are of course Jain, Maheshwaris which are there. Then you have the Rajputs which are there, different castes of course there. Then you have Vaishnavs, Vishnois, who have been in this land for quite a good time. You have Meenas which are there. Then you have all the scheduled castes which were there, because they, and the Bhils, notably the Bhils, because they have fought many of the wars which were there. So that is the again, each caste and community had a different food practices, if we say in Rajasthan. So they used to, because again their lifestyle, their culture, whatever the things they would be getting are different. So each lifestyle, each culture, each religion would have a different food culture which is there. So that is there. uh, So let's talk about the characteristics of the cuisine. The food style would be towards, it's not so rich like Avdi or your Mughlai cuisine. It's just very simple. The cooking of Rajasthan would be mostly the authentic, say, dishes of Rajasthan would be sort of be influenced by the majority of spices which are available here. Now again, because people used to have the cows and cows, basically cows, buffaloes came into existence after very long, because this is a sort of influence which came from Punjab. So the people who migrated from Punjab, or when somebody got married into Punjab or Haryana region, then after that they bought the buffaloes here. Before that, we have Gar cows which were there. We have Nagori cows which were there. So uh, saying specifically about the region, we only had cow which was there in existence. The majority of crops in Rajasthan would be jowar, bajri, ragi. Ragi is again a grain which is there. Rice. Rice you would find towards the region of Kota, towards the region of Bharatpur, where rice has been grown. And then you have wheat, barley, gram. Pulses are being grown again in a region where moong, mort are being done. Pulses are being done, but at not so abundance like in Punjab or in Gujarat. You have groundnut, you have sesame, you have millet, which is there. You have somewhat of lentils, which are being grown. That is there. So that is there. Then in land where ordinary potato, cauliflower usually don't grow in Rajasthan. You find them to be they though the potato is a major dish which goes around. You won't there is a common saying, you won't find any samosa without aloo. So Rajasthani people are frowned of the kachori, dal ki kachori. That is why very famous, because we didn't had aloo potato to substitute anything. Pyaz ki kachori. So you won't find a aloo ki kachori very specifically in Rajasthan. You can search out that. So you would have dal ki kachori, you would have pyaz ki kachori. Yes, people do put potato in a kachori. That is again a sort of misguided food concept which is there. But you won't find. You would find mirchi vada, which is very common. Samosa again is a Mughlai or Arabic influence which is there. So you originally samosa was never a Rajasthani food. Now it's been incorporated into a daily lifestyle. But otherwise, you would find kachori more prominent, mirchi vada more prominent instead of your samosa. So that was there. And the environment usually because of less foliage, kachri was being used, kumatia are being used. Then you have a gawar which is there, which then you have moong which is being prepared. You have melons sort of which are being cucumber is being used on daily basis. So these are a sort of food which was traditionally being made in Rajasthan. Then traditional spices would be your kadi pata, uh, curry leaves. Then you have tamarind, which is there, coriander, ginger, garlic, green chili, pepper, cinnamon, clove. Now, pepper, cinnamon, clove, cardamom, cumin, rose water did came into existence after the Mughals came. Before that, when during the time of and being again sort of divided from the rest of the India through a desert. So it this came into existence when the Mughals came, and other spices would be, of course, cumin, which is there because it's been grown out. Your fennel we have, then you have fenugreek, which has been grown. Then you have a clove. Then you have dried ginger, of course, is being used. Then notably a major spice is your turmeric, because turmeric is being grown and being eaten usually during the winters, which is there. So cumin, of course, was there, sort of turmeric, which was there. And then you have dry coconuts. So again, I'm when I was researching about the same thing, why dry coconut was used a lot, because during the lot of puja, what during when we are going to a devotee, there was a lot of coconut which is being offered there, and it was from long time. We have many religious places in Rajasthan. You would find every door and rookie corner, you would find sort of deities placed out. So of course, when you are using offering so much coconut, there has to be a use of that. So there is a lot of use of dry coconut which is there in the cuisine. Then you have, of course, clarified butter and ghee, which is there. Then sesame, use of sesame seed, you would find in abundance. A use of sesame oil, you'll find in abundance, because before mustard came, mustard again is an influence from Punjab, which came. Before that, mustard was never been sown in Rajasthan. You'd find usually sesame, which was being grown, and in Marwar region only. So the oil which was used was the sesame oil which was there. Then you have peanut oil which was there. Then you have sunflower and canola. And there were many things. Then dried lentils, which are used, is of course your chickpea which is there. Then you have sangri which is there. Then you have care which is there. Then you have uh, mangodi is being prepared from gram flour. So many things. And people, due to the sort of their capability to dry things and to preserve things, the pickles came into existence. So you had everything being pickled. So you have maas ka achar, you have maas ke sule which is being prepared, you have curry ka pickle, you have nimbu ka pickle, you have name, and the Jain or Maheshwaris would have all the pickles ready with them. You have even tomatoes are being pickled and being used. So that we have found somewhere. So garlic, of course, is being pickled. Onions, of course, being pickled. So that was it. The meat which was used before the lamb came into active sort of eating was before the lamb came into war. Hare, rabbit, which was there. Then you had wild boar, which was there, deer, which was there, and then you have game birds, which were there. So you have teeter, bater, various game birds, which were there. Again, dishes were being classified into lal mas and safed mas because again to give it a distinct flavor. And we never had a sort of hara mas which was there. It was only a lal mas or safed mas which was there. Goat and camel milk were again the things which were used apart from uh, the sort of milk we get from cow. So goat milk was used, camel milk was used, and somebody who has never drank a camel milk is thicker and richer than your cow milk. So not so thick as um, your buffalo milk, but first time users or first time drinkers might puke that out. So that is there. Of course, you get a more thicker yogurt, ghee, malai, whatever you get from good paneer from your camel milk, which is there. Uh, then a majority of things which are being cooked are cooked in ghee, and now you have a substitute of oil which was there. Bread are being sort of used majorly as a staple diet instead of rice in Rajasthan, because though rice do grow, but majority of people don't have access to that. Now, of course, now being a sort of urbanization, you find everything. But before, we are talking about the evolvement of the cuisine. So wheat was grown in abundance, and wheat was grown everywhere in every part of Rajasthan. So wheat was there. So even the chapati paratha which were made on the Asian medieval times also. So wheat was there because you had kachori, which was I don't remember from where the term kachori came, but kachori was like being associated with Rajasthan from quite long. So that is there. So essentially, we are wheat eaters. If we say Rajasthanis are wheat eaters, which are there, and there are very good desserts which are being made from wheat, which is of course you would have a halwa from wheat, which is there. Then you have a lapsi, which is there. Lapsi is being made from a sort of granule of or a dalia of wheat which is being there. So that is there. Then you have tikkad which is there. Then you have all sort of dal bati churma again is again a sort of uh, dish which is being made. And yeah, then you have different sort of grains from where you make. You have jawar ki roti, you have bajri ki roti, you have makai ki roti. That was there. So again, basically we are a grain eater in which wheat is more preferred, which is there. Rice you would find a very sort of limited use, that too in very good households which are there. You won't find that much use of the rice which is there. Pickles and chutneys, of course, were a important part of the meal which was there. You would find many things revolve around it. So you have tomato ki looj, you have lasan ki chutney, imli ki chutney, which are there, and of course different types of sort of pickles to sort of go out in the harsh summer season. Rajasthanis were very good at preserving things, so that is why the papad were made. So papad, how you, because papad and mangodi and pakodi and badiya, these are the things which were made during the harvesting season or during the when the winters are just about to be over. So papad, you have mangodi. Mangodi is again being made from moong dal, so that's why it's called mangodi. Then you have pakodis, which were there, which were sort of dry, half being made, and then you have bhujia, which was being again made. So this is the usually the things which are being prepared before they were dried, and then afterwards they were used for eating. So that is that. Snacks, if we talk about Rajasthan, you would find um, very less snacks. Like you don't have any tikkas in specific. We have tikkas, but they are very less, not so prominent like Avdhi or Mughlai cuisine. Basically, the people here would be more sort of snacks here in Rajasthan would be towards more of a bhujia, bundi. Then you have neemkis, which are there. Then you have chakarparas, which are there, and of course the majority of a sort of appetizer for a Rajasthani would be a chila, a dahi bada, or a dahi kachori, or a kanji bada, which is would be there. So in specific, you won't have that rich sort of paneer tikka or like that. So that is there. Then let's talk about the cooking equipments which were used in Rajasthan. So you have uh, sort of uh, chulha which is there and sigdi which were there. Apart from that, now because in the same chulha, your roti or your sabzi was made, and then from the bati usually was prepared from the ash or the coal which was there. So, in specific, tawa was a, sort of you have not so many specific equipments in Rajasthani cuisine as such. इसके लिए यही use होना चाहिए. This particular tawa, mahi tawa like thing would be used. Kadhai would be good enough to make your vegetable also and for frying also. So that is there. Right? Kadhai sometimes can be used for grinding also, so as such, so there is no in specific equipment this would be used only for this. We have a normal influence equipment which are there. So let's talk about some common dishes of Rajasthan. So uh, people who are watching, please note down. Let's talk about lal mas. L, lal, MAAS, mas. So this is a sort of white, sort of sorry. This is a basically red preparation of meat from lamb, which uses yogurt, onion, garlic, and why it's been named lal mas because of the particular color which comes from the Mathania mirch. Mathania is a region which is near to Jodhpur. So it comes from the Mathania mirch, which so that is called lal mas. Then you have a Safed Mars. So Safed Mars is again a preparation, white preparation of meat, which is with coconut, which is with white pepper, cashew nut, poppy seed, almond, yogurt, onion paste. So this, and it's been again the cardamom and cinnamon powder has been added to give it a very distinct taste. That is there. Then you have khad khargosh. So khad khargosh, now of course getting a khargosh is again an impossible thing. So but that was prepared, and how you prepare that the hare or a rabbit was skinned, stuffed with spices, wrapped in a dough, and then it's finally would be wrapped in a mud-soaked cloth, and the meat, and it was closed inside a pit where you have all charcoal being burning, and then it was being cooked, and it was being cooked for 4 to 6 hours. I have heard about khad khargoshes that you keep the sort of mouth of the hair open, and you put a sort of cylindrical pipe into that. So a cylindrical pipe when you put inside and you keep feeding it with clarified butter. So in that way it gets more rich, and the moisture which during the cooking there would be a lot of because there is no water, so how the burning won't happen. So in that sense we keep feeding it with a lot of clarified butter, and the khargosh is being kept moist. So that is khargosh which is there. And nowadays it's been practiced as you have khad murg which is now being prepared nowadays to avoid the hare or rabbit which is there. Then you have, so should I spell khad khargosh? Khad khargosh would be Khud Khargosh. Khargosh. So that is khad khargosh. Then you have sule, which is again maas ke sule. It's a sort of tender morsels of meat instead of a tikka. What you have in sort of Mughlai and Avdi cuisine, we have a sule which is there. So how what is sule? So sule are can be made from meat, can be made from wild boar which is there. So ribs of the wild boar or are marinated into a dry mixture of brown onion, yogurt, garlic, ginger, coriander, red chili, coriander, green coriander, and kachri. Kachri here acts as a tenderizer. So instead of papaya, we add kachri, and it also leaves a sort of sharp taste. It usually we add lemon, so here we add kajri to give it a sort of sharp taste which would be there. And then these marinated meat is being put onto a spitfire skewers. So and then it's been grilled. So this is how the sule were made. So then again there is butha which is there. So mass, if you prepared, this is the skewers. Then same way when the marinated meat is being placed into a handi and they are being cooked with their own sauce, then it's called butha. So there is a difference between a sule and butha. So buthe can be of, again, the meat can be of your wild boar, lamb. It can be there. Instead of sort of skewering and barbecuing them, if you put that into a handi, then it would be handi butha. So that is a major difference. That are again the two non-vegetarian snacks what we have of in Rajasthani cuisine. Uh, then you have Kher Sangri, which is there. Kher Sangri is, of course, being made from Kher, Sangri, Kumatia, being soaked together, being boiled into a sort of with turmeric, and then mixed with mustard oil and all spices, and then being tempered. And it's usually being eaten as a preservative. It's been used as it's being preserved and then being used. So it can be pickled. It can be eaten cold and warm as whatever. Then you have dal bati churma. So classic combination of this was when a lot of there was a lot of war happening. So how you get your chapati roti? So this is how the dumplings of whole wheat flour were baked and dried on your cow dung cakes and been given. So you dal can be prepared. So there is there, and the same bati is sweetened with gourd or sweetened with jaggery or sugar would be your bati churma. So dal bati churma can be a sort of a meal uh, combined. Then you have gatte. So gatte were made by kneading sort of gram flour with yogurt, mustard oil, dried fenugreek leaves, methi. Then you have turmeric, salt, all the things mixed. Then they would be rolled into a cylinder, uh, poached poached in water, and then you cut them into smaller pieces, and then you uh, mm, put them into a gravy. So a gravy can be again would be a yogurt based gravy, which would be there. That is your gatte. Then you have mangodi ki sabzi. So mangodi is been again uh, soaked. Mangodi is been prepared in winters. So mangodi is your when you grind the moong dal, and then you make a sort of dumplings, small sort of dumplings from it. So that has been soaked into water. When they are soft, then you add, then you again combine with them. With you have mangodi, hara pyaz, you have mangodi, different preparations of mangodi which are there. So how you prepare mangodi is you soak the lentil, the moong, then you grind them. You add red chili powder, turmeric, coriander powder, little spices or whatever flavor you want to give, and then you dry them up, and you make a small dumpling and dry them up for a couple of days, and then they are being stored, and they have a shelf life almost a year, which is so mangodi can be deep fried, and then it's been given. Then you have makai ka soeta. So makai ka soeta is actually a spicy combination of lamb and corn. So maas ka soeta भी बोलते हैं. So what happens is meat is marinated with yogurt, ginger garlic paste, green chili, onion, and coriander powder. So then corns are roughly chopped, and then it's been cooked till the corn gets brown. So and then the meat is cooked with the corn till it's tender, and then it's combined. So that is called makai ka soeta. There's a bajri ka soeta also. Since bajri ka also, the bajri is being pounded, and it's been cooked with this meat till it's tender. So again, it's marinated meat which is being cooked with a dalia of makai or bajri. So that is how makai ka soeta and bajri ka soeta goes. Then you have amrud ki sabzi. So amrud was been grown in Rajasthan from quite a long time. You would find amrud everywhere now, which is guava. So your it's again the green. It's not ripe one. The green ones are being uh, cut down and cooked with a gravy, which would be based on tomato and yogurt. So that is there. Then you have mangodi chawal, which is there. Then you have gatte ki tehari. Gatte ki tehari is a very it's an example of rice what is being prepared. So the basin, the gatte are being cut down and into smaller pieces, and then they are layered with basmati, rice which is there, and this way gatte ki tehri is being prepared. Another very famous dish of rice is I'm forgetting the name. It's being prepared near the area of Jodhpur, which is again a vegetarian version of a biryani what we have. So I'll tell you. So that is there. Then you have, of course, chila, which is there, which is again which is made from can be made from besan or from moong dal, which is being soaked, and then chorus paste is being made, and then mixed with salt, chopped onions, green chilies, and then you make a sort of pancake out of that. So that is your chila, which is there. Famous Rajasthani desserts are, of course, your milk-based desserts, which are there. So you get many of the milk-based desserts which are there. Then you have moong dal ka halwa, which usually comes, which is being made during the sort of winter season mostly. Then you have suji ka halwa, which is also there. Then you have sohan halwa, which is a form of sort of chakki, which you'd find in Ajmer, which is there. Then you have besan ki chakki, which is very famous. Then you have all motichur ke laddu, besan ke laddu, dal ke laddu, gond ke laddu, which is there. Then you have then there are variety of sort of different preparations which are there. You have jalebi, which is of course there. You have ghevar, which is there. Then you have there is makhane ki kheer also there. Then you have a jhanjharia, which is also there. Nobody would have heard of jhanjharia, which is there. What are jhanjharia? Jhanjharia is again a sort of when you cook makai, gehu, or your bajri, when inside a sweetened mixture of a sort of jaggery, then it's called jhajaria. You can research about jhajaria. It's Jharia, jhajaria. Okay. Then you have during Makar Sankranti, we of course prepare til ke laddu, which is there. So again, the sweets would revolve around the crop which are being harvested. So you would have malpuas during the sort of when he wheats are being harvested. Then you have Mishri Mawa, which would be there. Then you have Firni, which is there, Kalakand, which is there, Kaju Katli, there, Mawa Kachori is there. So Mawa Kachori is again very famous dessert from Rajasthan. So that is there. Now let's discuss about the regional specialties of Rajasthan. So regional specialties of Rajasthan, Jaipur is again very famous for its Mishri Mawa, Kalakand, Ghevar. The Kachawa family of Jaipur are being sort of being said the innovator of the Safed bath, which is there. So they are being said that they have given Safed mask to the Rajasthani cuisine. Bikaner, of course, it's famous for its bhujia, which is now world famous. Bikaneri bhujia is there, so that is there. Then again, it's very famous for its goat and mutton, which is there. Though it's not been so much eaten out there, but it's been the famous goat you would find from Bikaner region. Then Bharatpur is very famous for its milk based sweets, which is there. So you have a sort of Alvar is famous this milk cake, which is there. So during the time of Tej, during the cream and khoya base, this version is being made out there. Then you have uh, Muslims food also occupies a major place in the cuisine of Rajasthan, like Tonk and Luharu, the region where a majority of Muslims have been settled out. The region of Mewar or Udaipur is famous for barbecue food, which is there, and Diljani. So I need to see what is Diljani. I'll explain to you what is Diljani. I also need to see what is Diljani. Okay. Then region of Jodhpur is famous for its kachori, mirchi bade, and laddu, makhaniya lassi, which is there. The region of Pushkar is famous for its malpue, which is rabdi malpue is very famous. Ajmer is famous for its sohan halwa, which you form of sort of chakki, which you form. Alwar is famous for its mawa, which is there, and for jalebi, which is there. Uh, so this is a sort of insight on the Rajasthani cuisine, which is there. If I might have missed something which is there, please notify. So that can be answered back later also. Any questions? Okay. So Jhanjharia Vinay is basically a sort of sweet preparation what we have. So if in specifically uh, Jhanjharia is a sort of a caste also in Rajasthan. Just give me a second. So you would find Jajaria, Jajaria, Jajaria is a dessert which is being made from any other grains. So grains when it's sort of that is your Jajaria. झांझरिया नहीं है, जाजरिया, जे मेरे को बुला दिया, JAJARIA, जाजरिया, जाजरिया, इट्स कॉल्ड जाजरिया, JAJARIA, जाजरिया. Okay. Karoli is famous for moong dal ki barfi. Yes, Karoli is famous for moong dal ki barfi. Sorry, I said I might have missed few things. So Karoli is very famous for its moong dal ki barfi, which is there. So next time, whenever you go, you get me a few moong dal ki barfi. Okay. Luharu is a region near your Nagaur. So Luharu were the direct descendants of the Nawabs from uh, your Haryana. So these Haryana Nawabs were given a sort of position in Luharu. So Luharu is a region very close to Pilani, which is there. So this is though a part of Rajasthan, but that is very much close to Haryana. There were Nawabs which were there in the Haryana region. Rajasthan cuisine, which desert is famous? We have many famous deserts which are there. You have um, which has been. Are you specifically asking any dessert which is being prepared at home? Bhavishya, are you specifically asking about the dessert which is being prepared at home, or you're speaking about any dessert which is available in the market? Okay, meanwhile, I'll answer Saurabh Mahendra's question. First thing is, there is no instant pickle. Pickle always takes a time to be prepared. A pickle needs a time to be prepared. So there is no instant pickle. At least you'd require a 15 days time for preparing any other pickle which is there. So pickle can't be instant. Yes, you have many pickles which are there. So you name the thing and you'd find a pickle in Rajasthan. You can name anything, not stones, of course, not stones and mud, but anything which is edible, you'll find a pickle in Rajasthan, and you would find it. Next question by Saurabh Mahendra are, what are the major compulsory spices used in Rajasthani cuisine? You would find use of clove, cardamom, um, uh, sort of cumin. Then you have fenugreek seed, mustard seed, which are being commonly used. So that is the most sort of common spices which are being used. Thali, of course, you have a preparation of kheer which is there. Then you have mini ghevers which are there. Then you have malpua which is being prepared and served. You have gulgule which is being prepared and served. Majority lies around the kheer which is being prepared at a home, because that is the most common dessert which is being prepared. What Okay? What would be the difference between gatta and pitod? Devrat. So gatta, of course, is cylindrical. Gatta won't be flat as the pithod is. Both would be flavored. Pithod would be cut into a sort of uh, pithod would be cut. Would be the mixture would be sort of sautéed with the water, and then it would be layered, and then it would be cut into your diamond shape or your square shapes, and then it would be made into a gravy. Whereas gatte is poached. Your gram flour, you make a gram flour batter, you poach that, and then you cut into cylinders. So that would be a major difference between a pethod and a gatte. Both uses gram flour, that is there, but again, uh, the preparation is different. Though they both would go in the same gravy, but the shapes would be different. Gulgule is usually made from wheat, not meat, wheat, where you sort of add sugar or jaggery water to a wheat flour, and then you deep fry, and then it's been eaten. So that is during your Saptami, Nirjala Saptami or Saptami Pujan, when the cold food is being eaten. That time gulgules are being taken. Malpue is also very famous dessert which is there. So malpue can be served in a thali. Yes, any more questions? Thank you so much. But right now, be at home. Don't go out. Yes, you too. Also, those who are watching, please be safe. Be at home. Is right now being told by our Prime Minister. The ninth, fifth at 9 o'clock in the evening, we'll switch off the lights and we'll put a diya. So please practice that for 9 minutes on 5th, which is there. Be home, be safe. I should find you healthy when you resume with the classes. So that is there. My best wishes to your family for the Ram Navami, because I couldn't wish you to yesterday. So my best wishes to your family for the Ram Navami. Hope this Ramanui brings a lot of happiness and health to your family. Wishing best for all of you. Okay, bye for now. Thanks for your wishes. Take care, everybody. Take care. See you. See you there on Monday.